Hi, welcome to Mental Health Monday Check-ins with Jamie Lynn. I am Jamie Lynn. How are you? So today's check-in is about working remotely because it's been 2 years. Yeah, this pandemic has really been going on for about 2 years. And I have been working remotely almost that entire time. We were stationed in Washington when things started to shut down, and we went from working in our office to working remotely around March, and then we never went back. Well, that's not true. We moved later on that summer, but my coworkers started going back later, but I never went back. So I've been working remotely for 2 years, and that's hard. The silver lining is I get to work from home. So I kind of create my own schedule. I just have to make sure I meet the deadlines that are set forth by my coworkers and my supervisor at our agency. I get more time with my kids. My kids don't have to go to after school care because I can go pick them up. So there's a lot of benefits to working from home, but it's also been really hard. Something that's been really hard is I feel isolated from my coworkers because I am remotely, and that's even more compounded because I work for an agency in another state, so I haven't seen them in almost 2 years. So I just wanted to check in and see how the rest of you who may be working from home are doing. The biggest toll for me has been the isolation and kind of the loneliness. Like, yeah, I have access to my kids, and I've made friends here, and I have, a support network, but as far as work goes, I'm really lonely because I miss that face-to-face contact. And I feel like that's probably something that's pretty common across the board for most people who have been working from home for any amount of time, especially during this pandemic. I'll say another thing that's been really hard with working remotely is I have an inability to separate work time from personal time. And so it kind of melds together, and that can be really hard. And that takes a toll on me as well. And then also, I'm in different time zones. I don't know about you, but so Washington is Pacific Standard Time, and I am in Central Time. And when the pandemic first hit, I went to Florida, so that was Eastern Time Zone. And so trying to make sure, and I was putting together and helping to facilitate meetings online. And so making sure that I was in the correct time zone for work was really hard because my life is in a different time zone, and that can be really tricky, and that takes a toll. And then managing productivity. I would say that I do fairly well with that. There are days where I don't get a lot done because my bed is right down the hall, so I can take a nap. As long as I don't have a deadline to meet, I do that. But then I'm less productive those days. I'm also a night owl, though, so there are times where if I have a project that doesn't require immediate input from someone, I can knock out a whole lot of work in a short amount of time once my whole house is in bed. And that's not something that I was able to do when I was working in a traditional office setting because, you have set hours, you have to go home. And I have a strict rule when I'm working away from the house that I don't bring my work home. That's something that's gotten me in this career field as long as I have, is I just don't bring my work home. It's not fair to my family, and it's not fair to my brain. But those lines are definitely blurred with working from home. So I have a couple tips for those of you who might need some that are working remotely. One is create a clear routine. Set small, achievable goals, something that you can measure, that you can attain easily. You don't have to have big, huge goals every single day or every week. Take regular breaks. Maybe not quite a 2-hour nap like I've been known to do from time to time, but taking a regular break can really help you kind of step away and get out of the mindset of work, take a quick break, and then come back and get back into the mindset that you need to be in so that you can be more productive with your work day. Upgrade your home office. When this pandemic hit and I knew that I was going to be working from home, we upgraded our internet because, hello, I'm remote. I got a different tablet, a different setup that was more conducive, so that, like today, I'm downstairs today, and that's because I don't have the big bulky computer that I need to lug around. I have a smaller setup, and I can do that as well. If I have a sick kiddo at home, and the easiest thing for me to do when I have a meeting is put that kiddo in the living room on the TV, then I have a tablet that I can move with me. So upgrade your home office. Also, I bought myself a new desk. I have this gorgeous craft desk that my dad made me a few years ago that we, take with us when we move, but it's a craft desk. So if I was going to be working from home and putting in, more than a couple of hours a day, I needed a better work setup. So we got a new desk. and a new organizing system and a new file system so that I could keep my personal files separate from my work files. But I encourage you to do the same thing. Another place where I'm failing, but I hope that you're not, is exercise regularly. Working from home and creating your own schedule, you should be able to put some time in there to exercise, whether that's getting outside and going for a walk or a run, hitting the gym really quick, doing an exercise video. I think it's really important for your mental health while you're working from home and working through this pandemic to exercise. I know that's a goal I'm going to set for myself this year. And then reach out to your colleagues. I know when this first hit, I have one colleague, Sue. Her and I were connecting almost weekly. We're not connecting as often now, and I'm not doing as much work for that agency as I was. As they kind of go back to the office, me working remotely, and they just need me a little less, and that's okay. We'll talk about that another time too, that at some point, not all jobs are meant to be remote long term. But anyways, reach out to your colleagues. So her and I still check in. We talk about the pace of the office. She checks in to see how I'm doing, and it really helps me to feel connected and still feel part of the team. Let me know how it's been going for you. How long have you been working remotely? What are the ups? What are the downs? I want to hear all of it because it's healthy to talk about it. And have a great day.